Hey, everybody.
Oh, okay, great. So welcome back to Not Another White Moderate with Veronica, speaking truth to power every day of the week, talking about things like race, religion, and maybe other ways in which we're divided. This may be one of my last podcast episodes on my podcast because I've been having my special guest, my son, but he may be doing his own podcast soon. So if he does his own podcast, I may just show up on his and not do mine as much. We'll see. But we're here together, at least today, on mine, recording. And Everett, welcome back. Thanks for being back on the show.
Hey, everybody. Sorry. Hey, everybody.
There we go.
How you guys doing? I guess we're going to talk about the whole GameStop stock purchase situation. Yeah.
GameStop Reddit.
The shorting.
So also hashtag unschooling, homeschooling. One of the nice things is that you get to take the time when things are happening to study what's happening now. One of the things that Everett requested when we started doing homeschooling, unschooling a long time ago, we said less past history, more future planning. And so one of the things that you do your past history so that you can do your future planning, but also analyzing what's happening now. So today we're going to analyze what's happening now. You want to take it away?
A lot of current events that are surprising are happening.
Yeah.
Famous people are dying.
That's always happening.
Crazy. I mean, yes, but there's a lot more during COVID.
That's true.
Especially.
And other stuff.
Minorities.
There's lots of things happening.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to dive into GameStop?
Sure.
Okay. Up? So GameStop. So homeschooling, unschooling, we're able to dive into the GameStop thing. Do you want to start? You want me to start? What would you like?
You like to start?
Yeah.
Well, I like what.
Okay, so I'll start with my background. So I think the thing that's interesting, and one of the reasons that I feel uniquely qualified, not uniquely qualified, one of the reasons that I think that especially people who like me have been good capitalists, it requires us to speak out when we know things about capitalism. My degree, my undergrad, business management, international studies, economics. So business management, I did a lot of business classes, a lot of economics classes. And I've also been around the block once or twice. And so I think the idea of also, again, having worked in different aspects of the financial sector, we've talked about that from mortgages to insurance to appraisals. And all of those different things, seeing how markets work, understanding personally, professionally, the 2008 financial crisis, understanding stock markets like on that level. And I grew up in prosperity gospel, right? So I grew up in this idea, it's they're very intertwined. So I think all those things, it makes for an interesting assessment of what's actually happening right now with the stock market and with GameStop and Reddit and the whole situation. So you've never seen the movie The Big Short, but that's something that's come up before. And I think this idea of where we're at, of being able to have these conversations and understand what's happening now in a much more visceral way than we ever have been able to in the past. So because of all those things, excited that this happened and we could have this discussion about what the stock market is. Gambling is something that's been really a topic that you've brought up. We've talked about a lot of times on a lot of levels and came up again today as it relates to the stock market, to what's happening, to playing by the rules versus, not all of these things. So anyway, I'll stop rambling there. I feel like I've said a lot. I've talked about my qualifications and all of those things.
Did we start talking about like what
Exactly. And so now I think that was the background that brings us into. And so one of the things for you that I said, how would you explain it? How do you want to explain it? What is the explanation? You've read lots of explanations. We've had lots of discussions about this. Are you ready to give us your explanation about what you came up with earlier? So this is Everett's explanation.
I'm going to tell you like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Mommy, you open up a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
And Mommy and Daddy buy a bunch of your stock lemonade. Mommy and Daddy buy a bunch of your lemonade.
Okay.
And later that night, Mommy and Daddy bet that you are going to fail. It's a thing called a short. Basically, you buy a bunch of stuff for a price, and then you sell it back later once the price has fallen. And then the money that you got, the money that you have, the difference you keep. It's your profit. Mm-hmm. It's a bad thing to do. It's betting that a company or a item will fall. It'll fail.
It's an interesting concept.
So Mommy and Daddy bet that your company is going to fail, so they're going to wait until your prices fall. Instead, a bunch of people buy your lemonade, raising the price, but when Mommy and Daddy have to sell it back, they have to sell it for more than it was bought for, which gives you an extra profit.
So I know I heard that too. So we have, so we've kind of messed with this idea because it's maybe not a perfect analogy, but it hints at it, and it's definitely like close, right? And the idea of, is it correct? Is it ethically right? Is it morally? No. If we talk about morally or ethically, I don't know. This is where you didn't even let me finish the question. Sorry. Though. Is it correct to be able to bet on something like failing? Like, should we even be doing that?
I mean, you're hoping that they'll fail.
Yeah.
Which isn't really.
It's an interesting. Mm-hmm. When you think about it.
So somebody on Reddit told a bunch of people basically to buy up the stock for GameStop, raising the price and costing the people who are gambling billions of dollars.
I don't know if
lose it.
Was it billions?
Yes, it was billions. Don't bet billions on anything.
Well, also let's go to billions, because let's talk about billions for a second, because hold on, ... This is a great place to put a commercial break, because we'll look for this commercial break later in the recording.
Bye, everybody.
No. Just to pause for the anchor recording. So.
We're back now from that commercial.
Stop. So.
Well, people on Anchor.
Billionaires. Billion. What is a billion? So this is something I saw you searching for earlier.
Billions of dollars.
Let's talk about billion.
Be used for a lot of other stuff. Really. So that people could use. You know.
Tell me about why you were. What question were you trying to answer today when you were looking up how much is a billion?
I forgot his name. The Amazon guy.
Let's just call him that one Amazon guy.
That one Amazon guy.
He who shall not be named, that one Amazon guy. Well, continue.
Kind of.
We shouldn't say that. Okay, continue.
Well, I mean, it's kind of
the question.
Yes.
Could he?
Who
owns the Amazon?
He who owns Amazon. Let's just use that. Stop getting the socks.
Chiquita. Just Everett, leave her.
Yes, ma'am. Could he end world hunger? Yes, he could. He chooses not to.
He chooses not to.
Also, YouTube is probably going to block us, so maybe we should. I mean, yes.
We have to keep speaking truth. Yeah. So, you were looking up, and he could. Well, first I want to say
it's a lot of money. So, I mean, you could also use it for other stuff to help. Not necessarily. You don't have to just end world hunger.
True.
I mean, he has enough money to do it multiple times, so we could probably end homelessness as well. We'll get into that later.
I just want to hold on 1 second to that because I think we're
after this commercial break.
So the idea that he could end world hunger if he wanted to, and then what Everett came to was, well, what about homelessness? And the idea is we could figure out lots of ways to end homelessness.
I mean, people don't need to live in a house.
Wow. But they also could. So
they also could.
Mm-hmm. They also can.
They also can if they want to. You know, housing isn't that special. You know,
we can make it.
It's a waste of money too. A lot of people they buy like super huge houses. They don't need all that space. They don't. They really don't.
They really don't.
It could probably be like a mini hotel.
So for instance,
it's too big. They're too big, especially in this neighborhood where we are right now. Also, this house is really old, really nice.
Well,
I mean, the houses here are pretty big.
Well, some of the houses are bigger, some of the houses are smaller, but we've also been exploring the idea of multi-family housing, multi-unit housing.
This could probably have 2 or 3 families.
Right, but if you think about the bigger houses, even go back to Denver, right? The huge houses, these mini mansions that could hold lots of families, easily, very easily.
And mini mansions, they're mansions. Also, in the mountains, those places are huge. I know they have to be kind of structurally big because they're on the mountain, so it could oops. But I mean, they are really big. They're really big. They're like. They are kind of maybe as big as a little smaller than a hotel. They are really giant.
Yeah, please.
Really, sorry.
Let's just say that there are lots of ways to make housing as a human right work. And there are lots of ways to do it if we choose to. Oh. Do you have anything else to say that you want to say about housing, that you want to say about
No, I think we should probably
the stock market? If you want to say anything else before we sign off on the podcast.
We should probably just
we're done.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Guys. Thanks for watching. There's a lot of articles that you should read about it.
Do more research about the GameStop situation. Yeah, anything else about the GameStop situation?
Yeah.
Anything else about the stock market or about capitalism in general that you would like to leave us with before we go?
Maybe we shouldn't do capitalism.
Why?
No, I mean, capitalism used to be good. Well, no.
Maybe we shouldn't do capitalism.
No, I don't mean that we should talk about it. I think that it shouldn't be a thing.
It shouldn't be a thing. You think that we should eradicate capitalism from our world?
Yeah. I mean, it used to be actually pretty good. But
maybe. In some world, under some theory, for some people. So we can talk more about that next time. Anything else for now?
On
the GameStop discussion?
Yeah, also I might do my own podcast.
Yeah, and also come back for that.
It's called Boy Number One. I don't.
Is that what it's going to be?
No, that's just my YouTube.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
I can make another account or something. I mean, anyway.
Just say more to come on that soon.
More to come on that soon. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Okay, if you end that one, and then this one ends there.